Marquez, now on factory Ducati machinery, didn't just make a statement, he delivered a masterclass. From clinching pole position to securing victory in both the sprint and Grand Prix, his performance was nothing short of dominant. For his competitors, the message is clear. Marquez is back, and he might be even more formidable than before. A terrifying combination, Marquez and Ducati. Marquez's transition to Ducati was highly anticipated, but few expected him to adapt so seamlessly. The 8-time world champion has always thrived on pushing limits, but in Thailand, he never even needed to reach them. Analysts noted that at no point did Marquez appear to be forcing the bike beyond its capabilities. He simply did what was required to win. As a MotoGP analyst observed, "We never saw Marc pushing the limit of the bike." There was one moment in Saturday practice when he tried a different setup. Then they realised, we don't need to push the limit. This level of control is what should truly alarm his rivals. Pecco admitted that Marquez was playing with us. For Marquez to achieve such dominance without even needing to extract the maximum from his machine raises the question, how much faster could he go if truly pushed? His victory is even more concerning for the rest of the grid when considering the upcoming races. With Argentina and the Circuit of the Americas next on the calendar, tracks where Marquez has historically excelled, the competition must brace for potentially more of the same. The mental and physical resurgence of a champion. Beyond the statistics, Marquez himself has acknowledged that he feels better than he has in years. In his own words, "The last time I felt like this on a bike, Jerez 2020. That fateful race at Jerez was the beginning of his injury nightmare, a crash that cost him nearly 3 full seasons of prime racing. Since then, Marquez has often spoken cautiously about his physical limitations and long recovery. But now, he exudes a newfound confidence. For the last few years, we have seen a rider who is reserved about his potential after the injury," journalist Lewis Duncan pointed out. "He never spoke about 2020 as a year where he could have kicked on. It should scare some of his rivals." The psychological aspect is perhaps the most significant shift. Marquez no longer seems preoccupied with proving himself. He speaks of racing from a place of joy rather than necessity. "I'm not riding to achieve a goal. I achieved many things already in my life, and now I understand I will enjoy it." This level of contentment and control is a dangerous combination for his competitors. Pecco and Ducati. A brewing power struggle? While Marquez's triumph is a personal victory, it also raises questions about Ducati's internal dynamics. Pecco, Ducati's golden boy, has led the team to 2 world championships. But now, Marquez is a serious threat to his supremacy. MotoGP analyst Neil Hodgson shed light on an overlooked aspect of Marquez's success. His ability to command loyalty within a team. "He's a people person, he's a real team player, he's really good, this sounds harsh, at manipulating the team around him," Hodgson said. He likened this quality to Valentino Rossi, another legendary rider who had a knack for turning a garage into his own personal stronghold. This dynamic could be pivotal in the title race. Ducati has been steadfast in its support of Pecco, but history suggests that manufacturers ultimately favour the rider who delivers results. If Marquez continues winning, Ducati's allegiance may shift, forcing Pecco into a political battle as well as a racing one. The Ducati equation, a technical breakdown. Marquez's success is not purely a result of his skill. The GP25 Ducati is the best machine on the grid. While all Ducati riders benefit from its engineering brilliance, Marquez's ability to extract the best from any bike has always set him apart. One key takeaway from Thailand was how quickly Marquez adapted to the Ducati's strengths. The machine's superior acceleration and stability under braking allowed him to manage the race effortlessly. In contrast, Pecco struggled with consistency, finding himself a full second behind second-place finisher Marcmarquez within just a few laps. The practice analysis after Friday showed there was under 2/10 between them, Lewis Duncan noted. In theory, Pecco should have been closer in the sprint and the Grand Prix. The fact that he wasn't raises concerns about his ability to fight Marquez over a full season. Marquez's mind games and team dynamics. Marquez's success has always been more than just raw speed. His ability to play psychological games with his rivals is legendary. Before the race weekend, he made an intriguing comment. "I will treat Pecco as a reference point." While seemingly a respectful nod to the two-time champion, it was a subtle way of undermining him. Instead of acknowledging Pecco as the man to beat, Marquez positioned himself as the superior rider, simply evaluating his competition. Michael Laverty highlighted another telling aspect of Marquez's return to dominance. The swagger in how he walks around the paddock. He is confident. Marquez no longer walks around as the underdog trying to claw his way back. He is carrying himself as the undisputed alpha in the MotoGP world again. What comes next? Marquez's return to the top of the standings for the first time since 2019 is a historic moment, but it is just the beginning. With Argentina and Cota looming, he has the opportunity to build a significant early lead. If he extends his dominance over the next few rounds, it will take a monumental effort for the rest of the grid to claw their way back into contention. Pecco, meanwhile, faces an uphill battle. His immediate challenge will be to narrow the gap and reassert himself as Ducati's main contender. If he cannot do so quickly, he risks losing not only the championship fight, but also his status within the team. Other competitors, like Jorge Martin and Marcmarquez, will be eager to capitalise on any mistakes from the leading duo. The satellite Ducati riders have shown promising pace, but unless they find an extra edge, the factory riders remain the favourites. For now, MotoGP has entered a new era, one where Marcmarquez, fully fit and mentally refreshed, is once again the man to beat. And if Thailand was any indication, his rivals have every reason to be afraid. The road ahead. Marquez's resurgence is not just a personal victory, but a seismic shift in the MotoGP landscape. His ability to mould Ducati's garage to his advantage, his unparalleled racecraft, and his newly found joy in racing all point to a season where he could return to his absolute peak. If Thailand was a warning, then the coming rounds might be an outright declaration of war on the championship. Meanwhile, Pecco's response will be critical. He cannot afford to let Marquez establish psychological and performance dominance this early. If he doesn't strike back soon, his dream of a third consecutive title may start slipping away. MotoGP fans should brace themselves. This season has all the makings of a classic rivalry in the making, and the battle has